Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU and welcome back to Broken Lord's Endless Legend playthrough slash tutorial, and it is also a new patch as well. Nothing too exciting going on with it, unfortunately though, on mostly bug fixes and utility fixes as I like to call them, but nothing spectacular anyway, and the happiness bug that many of us were talking about in the past few days have not been fixed. It's something that actually crept into this playthrough without me even noticing, so let me explain you what I mean by happiness bug for those of you who are unaware of it. As you can see, my city right now, my main city it claims to be content, it has no happiness effects, but it has only 20% approval, which is definitely supposed to make it unhappy. What would the result of me being unhappy be? Well, first of all, the city would produce, off the top of my head, I think that's a minus 15 food and that, and industry, not dust, so food doesn't matter, but I'll get slightly less industry, not a very big deal, honestly. And in terms of Empire, I'm not sure by how much it would drop my Empire approval value. And here's the thing, it's kinda hard to tell because in this game, what I remember before the game was released and when happiness was working more or less okay, when you have the approval of 40 to 60, you will be content. Anything between those two numbers is fine, it's just not going to give you any bonuses or penalties whatsoever. So 40 to 60 is fine. And this puts me in a rather awkward spot because I want this playthrough, or rather tutorial, to be as fair as possible, as difficult as possible, so that you get a right feeling of this game when this bug, even when this bug isn't a thing anymore, right? And I need to make up for the fact that I had this problem for a while. I'm not sure how many times. Keep in mind some of this unhappiness I have from the city being besieged, but also from just having too much expansion disapproval, which also comes from the fact that I did expand with this city right here. I mean, I didn't expand, I conquered it, but it's the same thing really. So this is a little bit of a pickle for me, and I'm not sure how to resolve it, because first of all, I'm not sure if my Empire approval value would drop lower than 40%. I'm not entirely convinced it would, honestly. And if it wouldn't, then it means I wouldn't actually suffer any penalties on Empire status, because if your Empire approval goes too low, if you remember, then you lose dust and science. And if it goes high, then you gain dust and science. So let us assume the worst case scenario. I'm too lazy to do the math, I assure you. So let's assume that I should have been punished a little bit more for the fact that I captured the city, and that I should have gained less. What can I do about it? Well, I was thinking about simply salting the earth in the city and getting rid of it, but honestly, this disapproval penalty wouldn't be that big. I mean, as you can see, those cities would be content anyway. They are 40% holding strong, and as you can see, 20 negative approval comes from expansion disapproval, and that's it. They have no reason to not be content, so nothing bad would happen over there. The only city that would have any problems in a fixed game would be my main city. So what I thought is I'll penalize myself for this extra dust amount I was gaining in my main city by getting rid of some of our improvements. Now, I'll not get rid of them in my main city because I may lose it to the Necrophages, even though I think AI bugged itself out. It is not going to attack me, but let's assume the best case scenario for them, and I'll actually make myself lose an improvement in one of my other cities, which is going to be fairly annoying because I'll destroy my Empire Mint, which is going to cost me quite a bit of dust. Yes, go away. And now as a result, I'll have to remake it, spending again even more dust. Also, as you can see, the salting the earth icon has been changed. Not a huge fan of the change because honestly I like the old icon better, but I guess it stands out more now. I like the old one, I really did. So anyway, what I'll have to do now in this town is just simply buy out Empire Mint, but now that I've punished myself for doing what I did, I could instead just go ahead and buy out some Star Wars, which I will need. So before I do anything, I'm just going to go ahead and attack the Necrophages and see how this battle goes. Now, I'll have a little bit of a high ground advantage if I settle on the hills right there. But the enemy's hero, the enemy's hero has actually more health than I do. The enemy has 2 foragers though, so those units, as I mentioned before, they are kind of weak. I mean, compared to my Star Wars, those guys have 30 health at maximum, 25 attacks and 4 defense. And look at me, I have slightly less attack, true, but my defense at the laugh is way higher. Now, the special ability for foragers is Last Stand. It's a hero ability that every hero also has. Basically means that if I don't win this fight, those guys will stay alive. With barely any health, but they will stay alive. So I need to kill them. I mean, no, that's the point. I do not want to focus on them, I want to focus on Necrodrones, because they will not come back to life if I draw or lose. But those guys will, so I need to kill them. Also, one other thing, it's something that has been clarified by the devs. In the past, before the release, this is why I was confused about the matter, AI was actually trying to use equipment via brute force method, more or less. Now, however, the devs decided to go for stability instead, increased stability rather, so AI simply flat out does not use any equipment whatsoever. What does this mean for us? Well, it means that I will simply be overpowered. But I will not actually make up for this mistake on the AI part. Because it is something I'll play as if this AI was actually rock solid and not as if it was not. If you know what I mean. So I intend to make the very best decisions I can make. I'll simply not abuse game mechanics. That's as simple as that. Alright then, how do I want to attack? Well, first of all, let's see what units goes first. And also those two of my units, that's very nice. And I'm thinking that I'll use my hero to attack the enemy hero as soon as possible. Because the enemy hero I want dead. Now obviously the other option for me would be to focus on the enemy units, because I can kill them faster and this would be a little bit of enemy damage taken care of. However, on the front line there are only those foragers and I don't want to focus on them because they'll survive anyway. And I do not really have the ability to reach Necrodrones before they attack me, so it's all not very good right now in this position for me. So I guess I'll just try to focus on the enemy hero, and of course my hero is a retard, decided to walk onto this hex instead of the other, so he will not be able to shield my army from damage, but that is... Oh yeah, good job guys, you were supposed to go over there. Fine then. It's not a very big deal, because I honestly want my army to take more damage than my hero, simply because I can heal them up by killing enemy units. Anyway, my hero is going to tank a lot of damage right now, and I'm not sure how he will survive. He might actually die after this round of attack. Hopefully not. Hopefully he will be able to take a bit more damage, and indeed that looks to be the case. Still very annoying that those guys were retarded enough to not walk on to this hex, because now my hero was just utterly swarmed, and this didn't work out too well for him now, did it? Anyway, I'll be able to kill foragers quite easily still. It's not exactly something I was counting on, but I guess I need to take care of them right now, because otherwise I will just stay alive and be very annoying. Anyway, my hero falls, and the enemy actually gets the high ground on me as well. This is sometimes a little bit annoying, the way that AI controls your army and his army, but it is also something that you can make up for by planning accordingly. If I told my units to move to specific locations instead of telling them to attack somebody, things like that wouldn't have happened for me, and this battle would be going way better than it is right now. So you cannot blame the game for everything. Not yet anyway. But obviously, even excluding the fact that it is still in early alpha. Anyway, unfortunately I gave my units order to focus on the enemy hero, so they should go over there and focus on the enemy hero, but they're actually doing the right thing for a strange reason, and focusing on the enemy units instead, which is really strange because they were supposed to attack the hero, and they didn't even bother coming close to the hero, so it's kind of strange. Anyway, I think I need to fall back. I'm taking some severe casualties, and the enemy hero stands strong, and I will not be able to kill him in a single sweep. Then again, I do have stronger initiative across all accounts. So I could use those two units to focus on the enemy hero and maybe take it out, but this hero will survive anyway. What I need to kill are the Necrodrones, because they will not survive. So let us use everything I can to attack the Necrodrones, and again I'll risk doing the same mistake I did before and give units orders to attack instead of orders to move to a specific location, which could bite me in the A, but hopefully it will not. So actually, let's not be too dumb. You go over there. Now, I need to give this unit an order to attack this particular unit, because otherwise, if I tell it to walk to this hex, it might actually decide to attack the forager instead, and the forager I'll take care of with this guy. Then again, by then, the forager will be dead, so I can safely say, hey, yo, I want you to move... hello? Okay, it happens, don't worry. I know how to fix this, but you just need to click somewhere else. Hey, I told that I know how to fix this. There we go. It's kind of fixed. No. No. Give me a moment. I'll try to remember how to fix this bug. I will be right back. Alright, I know what it is. My unit walked inside the city perimeter, which means that it now actually cannot get out for some very strange reason, because, you know, the city is under siege that I already kind of broke off. But apparently, either way, this unit cannot actually walk out of the zone of the city, via my order. It can on its own, but I cannot give it an order to walk out, which is very annoying. It kind of ruins my plans. So now I will focus on the hero anyway. And what I'm thinking I do as a result is just try to kill the hero, so that at least a little bit of the enemy firepower has diminished. So as a result, I'll move my units to finish the hero, hopefully. I'll move my regiment to kill this guy off. And I think those guys are just going to hold the ground, because I don't want the enemy Necrodons to have the high ground advantage. Alright, let's do something like this and see how the battle is going to turn out. Those guys should attack the hero. Yes, they're not completely retarded, but they died as a result, which is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate in fact, but the enemy hero falls down at the very least. Heals up a unit that was on full health anyway, which is kind of unfortunate, but this unit, if... hopefully, maybe it will heal up all my... No, it just healed the one that was killing it, but it still gave me a bit of life back, so that's very something. So, now the enemy only has Necrodrones left, which was the last thing I wanted to stay alive, because that's the only thing I can actually kill. And those Necrodrones will probably be able to easily take out the remains of my army, because they are flat out better. That said, they have already taken a bit of the damage, and if I can kill them quickly, I mean one of them at the very least, then I will be able to heal up. But my units obviously being retarded, as they usually have a tendency of being, decide to split their focuses and attack two different Necrodrones instead of focusing on one. Because hey, what sense would attacking a single guy make when you can kill him and steal his life? That's okay, that's okay. Either way, we are going to go ahead and finish off the Necrodrone, finish off the other Necrodrone, and actually, surprisingly enough, I think I'm going to win this battle just about now. Losing, wow. Did they go those guys all die? Yes, I'm left with one stalwart and my hero who has the last stand ability. Still, I survived, and I'm very proud of myself. I was not really supposed to win this fight, but I actually was able to do just that. Superior tactics or just blind luck? I'll let you decide, because honestly I think it was just blind luck. Anyway, it wasn't that bad, honestly. Now, the enemy city looks to be fairly big for what it is. I would hazard a guess that it's the enemy first city, because if it's not, then I'm in some big trouble. Either way, I still need to secure this region, but I'm having a little bit of a difficulty doing just that. So what do I do next? Well, first things first, I'm recentering sewer system, which I'll need to install in my main city. Also, speak of my main city, it's still content. It now is at 30%, but it's still not supposed to be content. So what I'll actually do is move all my population into production, and I'll waste this production. I mean, as soon as those towers are almost complete, I'll cancel them out, which will basically get rid of the bonuses I'm gaining from the city in terms of production, because I'm supposed to have less production. And keep in mind... No, actually, you know what? How to make it fair? Keep my units on dust, because no matter how unhappy this city would be, because it would be only unhappy, it wouldn't lower my dust production. My empire is fairly happy, and it's meant to be fairly happy. It's 50% content. It would stay like this, even if this city was really as unhappy as it's meant to be. So this would be fine. So my dust income wouldn't actually diminish, but my production would. So I'm simply going to penalize my production, not my dust production, as a result of the stalwarts being, as a result of my happiness not being where it needs to be. So when my stalwarts are closer to being finished, I'll simply cancel them out and restart making them. Not only once, but this was going to cost me a bit of extra industry, which I wouldn't have to spend otherwise. Now, meanwhile, in this city, I'll simply build empowerment and also finish up Mill Foundry as well. Although I have to say that public library is also something that I would love to get, but I did not have actually resources to get it. So instead, let's finish the Mill Foundry and then go for public library. I guess this city does not get any bonuses from river as of now, at the very least. It doesn't look like. So I'll just go for public library next. Alright. I can do just that. Let us finish the turn and see what happens. Now, what on earth was I planning to do at the end of last videocast? Well, obviously I was going to fulfill this quest and also assimilate the army to do what exactly? I think I was playing something else. Either way, AI declared war on me, which is very bad. So first things first, let us continue developing my hero. See who declared war on me, but it's fairly obvious it was the Broken Lords. Not Broken Lords, I mean Wild Walkers. Which is very annoying. They'll try to now take over Deos. They might actually succeed in that. They have a fairly big army, as we've seen before over there. Which is fairly annoying. Do I have any quests I could fulfill? Defender of the Week, I cannot fulfill this quest, and I actually will try to do just that. There isn't anything else that I really care about too much. I mean, sure, I could try to fulfill the Legend of the Free, which is something I can actually do. My hero is on level 4. So, where do I need to go? I'm pretty sure I need to go. Let's have a quick look. If I have to go not too far away, then I'll try to fulfill this quest. Oh, that's very far away. Well, I guess Legend of the Three is not going to be a win for me, because obviously I could have gained some extra cool reward by completing it. I mean, if you see, there's a second stage to this quest, but it's not worth going so far away, when instead I could simply equip my hero, Instead, my hero as a governor of my main city and make it produce more dust, which is what I will do. Obviously, the other of my cities, that being the newly conquered one, is more powerful, so I could make my hero defend, or rather benefit this city instead of my main city, but I'm a traditionalist. I like my main city to remain my main city, and if it's not my main city because it's worse than my other cities, then I can make it my main city and pretend that it is cool. Also, is it just me, or did this approval lower itself again? No, it's meant to be like that, never mind. I really need to get my sewer systems up and running. Anyway, let's keep exploring. I actually do want to find out where the enemy Necrophages city is, and also I want to explore some ruins. I want to make... Oh wow, that's actually perfect. I was going to make public library anyway, and I'm going to gain access to Advanced Alchemy Lab, which is... nothing spectacular, because Advanced Alchemy Lab is something that you will gain access to anyway, because it's right over here, as you can see. Actually, it's called differently, but I'm pretty sure it's the same research, it just has different flavor text for some reason. The devs didn't update it yet, but it will unlock me this technology. Which is nice. If I want to gain for some extra science, I will be able to do so in my coastal cities, and I do have a few of them, as you can see. There's one, there's two, there's three. So this will be nice and useful. Now, what I'm thinking about, actually, is making my unit go back around and actually attacking the city, because I have a secret suspicion that the Wild Walkers will attack me with everything they've got, and they may not be defending the main city. And if I can take it, I'll actually kill them outright. And you know what? I'm willing to do just that. Abuse AI per se. The way I say it, I'm not really abusing it. It's AI that attacked me, and I need to defend myself. And I'm in a pretty bad spot. So yeah, why not do just that? I see no problem with that, honestly, if I have to be entirely honest with you. So let's just do this. Let's penalize the AI for being greedy and whatnot, for declaring war on me, even though we're so very far away. I mean, let's be honest, in a normal game in the future, when the AI develops, AI should not declare war on you. We are kind of far away. I mean, I guess they see that Dells is easy for the taking, but they're Wild Walkers. They will be more peaceful in the future. So for the purpose of the tutorial, I do not think it is required that I actually keep... that I actually do not penalize the Wild Walkers for doing what they are doing right now to me. Also, I guess I'll not be able to fulfill the quest with the Devils, because they will actually prevent me from doing that, which is mildly annoying. But hey, things like that do happen, I guess. So I'll lose my Star Ward, and then I will not fulfill the quest to assimilate the Devils, which is, as I said, very annoying. This would give me a lot of extra dust and whatnot. But things like that do happen. And apparently those guys let me live, which is also very nice. And also the winter started, which is... less nice, but it is penalizing Wild Walkers more than it is penalizing me, so I'm okay with that. Anyway, let's finish the quest. Devil's Trap is glad to become an ally. I can now assimilate them, and I will gladly do that, because this is going to give me a lot of extra dust. They are now assimilated. I have a 620 dust. Don't ask me how, I guess I have quite a bit of dust income, huh? Yeah, and I was spending dust for quite a while, so I guess this is that. Alright, fair enough. Now, where is my other unit? Alright, there it is. Let's see if I can actually take over the city. It would be really cheap if I succeeded to do this. I have to be entirely honest. If I do it, I will not abuse the city, even though it might be amazing. I'll just ban it to the ground and let some other AI take over this region. Because if I kept it, then I guess this would make this playthrough a little bit too easy for my liking. And since right now you cannot set your difficulty level in this game, I guess it's about fair. And, by the way, even if you assimilate the enemy army, it can still attack you because, I don't know, they like king people. So I'm going to lose some people, that's fine. I mean, those Star Wars would be useful for me, not get me wrong, but I guess it's okay. Either way, let's see if I can actually attack and take over the city, if it's defended or not. It actually is defended by a lot of archers. Alright, so the enemy was not retired. Good to see. I'm actually glad that the EA was like this. So we know that they are using a lot of rangers, but it's okay. Let's go into auto battle. I'll lose my ranger and my units, and I'll not actually do any damage whatsoever as well. But I don't have to spend dust on those Star Wars now, so let's look at the bright side, right? Either way, do I have rookery? I still don't have a rookery, which is fairly annoying. I'll try to get that as soon as possible. Anyway, I do want to settle in the next region, that being here, but I need to have an army in order to do just that. So what I'm going to do is, this city is still content and it's supposed to remain content. So what I'll do, if the happiness was working as it did, I'll use this city to do my bidding. Now, I might actually delay Barrel Streets, because Barrel Streets will lower my approval, and I'll actually no longer be happy, and being happy increases my industry production, which is fairly nice and neat, as you might imagine. So what I might do, first of all, is, do I want to root this on Delvers? I actually don't, because those raiders don't fill any specific role inside my empire. They just flat out worse than my current set of Star Wars. Obviously, if I were to equip those dredgers with equipment, they would not be worse. But there's no point, they fulfill the exact same role as Star Wars, and I like Star Wars better, so I don't think I'll try to go for Delvers at any point in the future. Instead, let's continue going for Star Wars, and I'll actually use this city to do just that, move Barrel Streets slightly to the bottom of the queue, and buy out as many things as possible right now, because I need to defend this city. And actually, because of that, I'll simply buy out my troops instead of buying out other improvements, because I think it's very crucial to defend the city, and 4 Star Wars would do this just fine. I would be able to buy out more of them in a single turn anyway, and as I said, 4 is a pretty difficult war to get through for the enemy. Or ready to break, whatever. Alright, I think I wasted enough industry already, so I can now restart the production of the Star Wars, and now it should be more or less fair. I'll soon get access to the solar system, and then I'll install it in Roadster, and I should be content even in a legit game. So it will all be fixed, which makes me very, very happy. Now, something off topic is... oh wait, never mind about the off topic. 1040 just appeared, and I didn't notice that it's about to be the case, but whatever. Let's have a first look at... okay, quest complete, brighter future. That's not too useful, but anyway, let's have a quick look at my science. I can actually get to Era 2, but I'm not there yet. That's a little bit strange, I haven't seen that before. Maybe it's a bug that will resolve itself. I guess this might be counting some kind of tech I'm not supposed to have. That's the kind of text I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, so I'm actually supposed to be in Era 2 already. Huh. Now this is mildly infuriating, but I guess I was supposed to go for Rookery anyway, so I'll keep going for it. But I do hope that Era 2 will unlock itself for me soon, because otherwise I'll be in a severe disadvantage no matter how you look at it. Because obviously Era 2 not only increases the stunning level of all my units, it also gives me access to a bunch of techs that I would like to be able to use. Like for example Dust Bishops, which are very powerful and awesome to use, and I really want to show them to you because they are very cool. They basically leech, steal the enemy life and use it to heal nearby adjacent units. Also I forgot to set up production. Annoying. So Dust Bishops, awesome unit, and I really wish I would be able to show them to you. Anyway, yeah, okay, it just took a while for the Era of Glory to appear over there. I guess what happened is I gained a free tech at the end of the last 10, and this kind of made the game go like, well, you're not supposed to have Citrus Forces in reverse yet. So it just took a while. Alright, everything's fine, playthrough saved. Very, very nice. Anyway, Rookery is something that I'll obviously try to go for because it's Rookery, and it gives me access to heroes, and I do need it. Make no mistake. What do I want in this particular city? Where I think I will actually want to start gathering some glass steel. It's not exactly what I need, but it is glass steel, and I'll gladly take it. I don't need sewer resistance as of yet, but I'll want to get them soon-ish, I guess. I'll increase my population though. It's something I can do in this particular city, and I'll do just that. And I'll switch it to dust production, because I just want to produce dust in all my cities as much as possible. So you also go for a bit more population. I have 4 cities, and as you remember, this was my goal from the start, to get 4 cities with like minimum population and then raise the population of all of them to level 5, which is something I can actually do right now, which makes me really happy. Anyway, titanium has a priority. I do want to start exploiting it, because I'll be able to forge some amazing weapons and armor with it, and make my Star Wars basically invincible, which is something that is rather important for me. Also, sewer systems in my main capital, yes, I do need them, because otherwise I'll have to cast one of my production again, which is something I do not want to do. Alright, this city, once it finishes public library, I will let it go through Borough Streets. It will lower my approval back to content, but honestly content isn't bad. Obviously not as good as happy, but in the long run it's better to have Borough Streets than keep your city on happiness. Being happy rather, man. My English today is not the very best. I guess it's because it's a fairly annoying day. It's very bright, kind of warm as well. Not exactly my favorite type of day. Anyway, Jala still, I'm actually fine increasing the population of. I think the enemy will not try to conquer it just yet, so I can do just that. It will increase my dust production by quite a bit. Let's go for public library and also for glass steel and make this public library already available. Why not? Let's do the exact same thing in my other city, and actually I cannot because library is already there. Alright, but I can do it in Ralster. And I would like to have a bit more science gain, because I will need it. There's plenty of Era 2 texts that I really want to get ASAP. And what kind of text? Well, it depends what I gain from more manufacturers, because there's still the Kazan G that I didn't get the quest from, and I really want to get one. I mean, a quest from those guys, so I'll try to do just that. And also, those Necrodrons I was supposed to kill way earlier, and I didn't do so yet. So let us quickly create an army right there. Attack the Necrodrons. I shouldn't suffer any casualties if the game is any sensible, but I did. I did, apparently. That's okay. The auto battle in this game, I still am going to defend it. It's still fairer than the auto battle of most other games, but sometimes it just makes a little sense. I guess auto battle is never going to be as smart as your average human brain, especially with the current set of AI, which is obviously for the purpose of alpha very basic. Now, in my expansionist like city, what do I want to create over there? I could rebuild the Jodos village for extra population. I guess I'll do just that. Yes, let's settle it over there and just let the city work on whatever it wants to work on. I guess I could increase the population, so I'll do just that because it's fairly cheap to get your population up to 3 points. And I think I have enough dust to go for 4 points in this other city, so I'll do this as well for even more dust per turn. As a Broken Lords, there's nothing more important than having a ton of dust per turn. Honestly, because keep in mind, it might be tempting to just have a production focus on all your cities, yes, but if you go for dust per turn instead, you're just way more versatile and you can change around your production per se at a moment's notice in any corner of your empire whenever you need to do just that. Which can be very useful. It really can be. So it's something that you should consider trying to do. Alright. Not on this turn, but on the next turn I'll actually buy out the Star Wars unit so I can reinforce the Star Wars that I lost. And then I'll go for a sewer system after the glass steel reactor, and then I'll go for Baron Streets as well. In fact, I'll rush out the sewer system and start going for Baron Streets right away. Where do I want to go is the question. It's a little bit difficult to tell in the winter, so let's have a quick look. Let's turn the Fitzy icons on. Let's have a quick look. Do I want to go northwest or do I want to go east? There is actually a river to the north, so I might do just that. Yeah, let's go to the north. It looks like a fairly decent idea. So let's do just that. I think I don't need to buy out glass steel extractor. I'm fine with not doing that. Thank you very much, game. Dust dredger in this city would actually increase the dust output out of this inland water. Amazingly enough, so I'll go for that. Hey, come back here! I'll actually buy it out, and I keep misclicking today. Today isn't the best day to actually make videos, apparently. And as a result of that, I think I'm going to end it right here. It wasn't a bad video, it wasn't anything special, and I usually like the way I'm making Endless Legend videos. They feel kinda, you know, getting pumped the way I like them. But anyway, I think it's good enough. It's not a short video, it's not as long as they usually are, but I think it's going to be okay if I just finish it right now and upload it. But since I'm not sure if there's actually any more interest in those Endless Legend videos, because the decline of viewers between the first part of this playthrough and the second one is absolutely huge. Oh, wait a second. I need one more tech, don't I? Yeah, I do. It's absolutely huge. It's like the first part of this Broken Lords playthrough achieved around 450 views in no time, and the second part reached a few dozens. If that, it's kinda strange. I wonder why this is. Is this a less interesting playthrough to you? Am I just sounding dumber than usual? Is there a particular problem I need to fix? Please give me feedback, because it's a little bit troubling and I want to know what I can improve. So any feedback on that would be appreciated. But in the meantime, it was PANCZASU, also known as the Mighty Mix Power. Thank you very much for watching. Leave the feedback below. Also leave a like if you actually liked this video. And I'll see you online.